With the success of the first Transformers film, sequels are inevitable. Since I have already done the other sequels before I go see it last night, I presented my look at Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. The movie's production was exceptionally well documented. Even though Aaron Kruger joined the series alongside actor Chris Magruder Orsi, the film actually began shooting without script very shortly 2007-2008, which makes most stories not only very bizarre, but also brings the film series a particular brand backup he is known for. It's also more the point critics audiences started to diverge on the movie. It's very rarely panned at the time, audience have made one of the biggest hits of 2009, second James Cameron's airtime at the box office. There's so many much like this movie, I think it's an opportunity to discuss how this affects me, not only as a fan, but someone to write about film professional one day. Let's get started. It opened on Steven 17,000 BC, where prehistoric society stumbles upon another group of Transformers by the Fallen. The first film did have a relatively dark opening on the assault of Tar, the way Fallen tanks were still very brutal. In the present day, because of Shanghai, where factory has been evacuated due to the toxic spill, but turns out reways the Decepticons are in the area. So they demolished sword-sized piece of discussion equipment, size double engine disguised an Audi. As in Lennox and between Los Altos Prime and Ironhide had new Autobots sideswipe, to Corvette. OC and his sister Kwame leader one turn the motorcycles, went up his kid to car an extra truck. Yeah, I admit that one of the weaker parts of the movie. Our Pew's original character was Silver's Ball, in addition to him, it started to bring like Miles Kanata. Anyway, during the opening fight in Shanghai, while a bit busy, it's actually a pretty exciting action scene, especially when Optimus joins the battle to pushing in the end. But he and I heard shoot out demolish his tires, final words were being shot, execution style state that Fallen's rise again. This opening alone tells how much more brutal the comics movies is, as robots are turning these shots down with apart. Also seeing a post shot in China as well as a steel mill in Pittsburgh. For some reason, movies are very popular in China. The next films take advantage of that emerging market. Then cut to Sam Wookiee's home, where Sam is about to head to college, much to the excitement of his while on duty. Mud Flap and Skins may not be the most PC Autobots. To me, many others, Sam's parents has the same effect on me as a male wolf, after part of the parlance. On top of that, Ron and Jay are planning a second honeymoon in France. Sam is still dating Michaela, who is hoping to be able to be a father she's gone out of jail. Shaw's still doing fairly well. There's opened motorcycle shops in the last movie. Again, while she may not be in the same match as Scarlett Johansson with Paltrow, she's definitely in the studios calling the younger, cheaper Angelina Jolie. Anyway, after plans with a long-distance relationship, family Allspark falls out of the same strike like last movie, and turns out the appliance is Decepticons. Bumblebee is able to fend them off, but for some reason, his voice box on Fritz again, now it's using all cups of some kind of YouTube poop. Apparently, the school Sam's going to doesn't let freshmen have cars, plus just letting them out park on campus. I will address a long-distance relationship later, but I'm surprised they were able to cover up the snafu of the last movie, somehow. After Wheelie tips off Soundwave at the location of the Allspark Shard, we cut to Beast Nico, see where the Autobots reside, and group meets with Government Envoy, Director Galloway, played by John Benjamin Hickey. While some accuse sort of bureaucrats swipe at left diplomacy, I don't see it. If anything, I will go a step further and suggest, like others, that he's basically the same as William Atherton's character in Ghostbusters, a man that ultimately does more damage than he fixes, and sometimes goes to straight Decepticon sympathizer. Yeah, people hate him that much. Also, this line from episode also transforms. God made us in his image. Who made him? I'd say a bunch of toy designers that has been Taco Tommy. The government is appreciative of the Autobots protecting them. Galloway suggests to mention the last battle may have more to it than it seems. Let's get a fresh on the last movie, as well as the fact that the base also another friendly Allspark magnetic vault. Soundwave, however, catches wind of this emerging communication satellites. One flap and skins also given new forms based on Chevrolet Beat and Trax. Galloway then suggests the authorities come to a decision and ask security, especially if the Autobots dying the Optimus for the asylum. Optimus leaves peacefully. Optimus, however, also asks him to lead this question: what if we leave and you're wrong? After that, Sam moves into a storm room where he meets his roommate Leo Spitz, played by Ramon Rodriguez. The conversation is just also very bizarre. For my freshman year, I was trying to figure out where both of us set things up. As it turns out, Leo and the other roommates, Shorsky and Fastbender, also runs trying to Transformer sightings known as WeGotFinDeal.com, a big site called GiantEveryRobots.com, run by someone with Screen a Road Warrior. Interesting how things run so smoothly, so I lost count how many times I went to 95% false never. Well, it's probably on the computer there. I wish I had my machine in my dorm room. That's IoT. I just had to go in the foyer every time I want to drink. Then we get the infamous scene of Judy unwittingly an entire bag of green brownies from a bake sale. She's such a white lady that she rambles incoherently, almost tell the whole campus for Bumblebee. He tackles a couple students and steals their frisbees. Huh. Most people I know see a bunch of goldfish watching in South Park. Soundwave sends Ravage after the Allspark fragment, and they successfully stealing from the base of Garcia. Back at the school, Leo takes Sam to a party at a fraternity, apparently on locations, and is found out by the content of the film. They forbade things being said on film. Turns out that Penn State and Princeton went to Keenan were being shown. Bumblebee also shows up and turns the same thing and being seduced by a young woman named Alice, played by Isabel Lucas. More on her in a moment, but turns out Bumblebee is taking Sam to meet the officers outside the city, so being informed the Allspark. Sure, being still in Sam's looking to help. Ravage then discovers a new group of Decepticons at cargo freighter and find Megatron's range on the lunch of the abyss. One of the robots then cut over parts request of the Doctor, and Megatron's arrested by Sharpie ran to his chest. This is already a very strange movie, but things improve from there. Megatron flies out to his base in space and asks him please that Sharpie and try to use his command. So he misses was hatching swords, and we finally see the fall of Tony Todd. From the times that other stars have been given to Sam my knowledge of the Allspark coordinates to new source of Energon. It's pretty crazy, but not as much as anime they had a while ago. Which was very good. I didn't even care if the engine name I had when I was a kid, man. The next day, when in Sam's first class, Anderson is astronomy course by the top of a random person played like William Wilson. So not a stretch for him. He plays all these kind of characters. Dwight K. Schrute from The Office, for example, man. Salem goes bonks in class, reads a entire test for less than a minute, and telling McKay on the phone to be killed with the Allspark fragment. At that moment, she cancels weirdly trying to crack her save, and the character's words by Tom Kenny. So Michaela burns the red case off one of his eyes with a blowtorch. The character looks like the Pokemon G1 like against his SpongeBob voice. This voice animated Starscream, which basically Ice Cream voice from Volcano is somewhat artificial. Michaela then flies Sam's goal with Wheatley and turns just in time to save Sam getting killed by Alice, who actually the Decepticon pretender. So she's basically a discount version of Stalin Logan from Terminator 3. We'll get to that one after I read the script for it, one miss Alice's computer repair. Alice then chases Sam, Michaela and Leah to the library, and she's killed when Michaela hits her with a car. They're then captured by Grindor, who in the movie in the 20s will be for black on the last movie. Hasbro probably helped out the $200 million in this movie. I bet Golden probably had that idea too. Megatron has started force-based recognition leaving Sam's mind before they can take out his brain. Optimus and Moy lead burst him to save the humans. This leads to Battle in the Forest, which is another great example of how real of fights the movies can get. Optimus does take a beating and has his faceplate broken off. Still, even this day, some more tricks, including new swords and hooks. This exchange says it quite well. It's the future of our life, not worth a single human life. You'll never stop at one. I'll take you all on. Optimus then fights off the other Decepticons, cutting off Starscream and Rhino's arms, even ripping the liar's face off. Still, Optimus will run through a Megatron's bayonet and shot with his fusion cannon. In his dying moments, he tells Sam to run. One of the times Optimus died across the franchise, probably one of the most brutal versions I've seen. Still, there'll be plenty to talk about when I do the 96 movie as part of my Plan G1 retrospective. The Decepticons also type maybe the series, including with Sam's vacation in Paris, and the Fall on Demand Sam in exchange for their safety. At the Fall on Demand Sam, Galen suggests that he's negotiated Decepticons. That hasn't gone well in the past, and Epps' thoughts are those of audience who watched this movie in 2009. That night, after seeing everyone vowing to sit together, Leo convinces Sam to take him to see Road Warrior in person. However, it turns out that it's none other than Seymour Simmons, played by John Turturro. Simmons been induced working, and his mother's death Section 7 was resolved, but Sam comes clean about what happened. Turns out the intel was about Decepticon, and spoiler after. But whether he can't save all of it, he knows someone who can. When he wrote Decepticon Secrets, who has a facility museum in Washington. Everyone decides to infiltrate the museum to find the robots. But we see the Simmons rather disturbing undergarments. I've seen the bit of the movie, I know why it's managed to not do that in public. 8-year-olds, dude. Leo is also able to get him by faking a bath emergency, but also can't handle a taser to save his life. As well, Leo is common. As a fact, personally, if he's tased in other regions, I don't think the guy has the best gene stock. They find Jetfire reactivating with the last shard, turns a bit senile at his own age. He also defected the Autobots long ago, which not his namesake, I guess. I don't know. Just trying my best to stay advertiser friendly, even though this movie has a lot of brand deals, and Toy Willy even does something naughty to Michaela's leg. Jetfire then teleports everyone onto Egypt via a space bridge, and Sam ends up burning his hand for the journey. Reality Shia LaBeouf broke his hand in a car accident and ended up spending the rest of his shoot with his hand bandaged up. Jetfire extends to his balls and the Earth can make objects based on Egypt. Simmons and Noah present events and makes following quest. Beginning, middle, end. Condense, plot, tell it. Okay, but we are in Michael Bay film after all. Jetfire then explains that Desert Tomb not only has remains a dynasty of primes, but also a key known as Matrix Theater which can generate energon. The Fallen are once part of this dynasty, only appointing it to be another. The Fallen betrayed the Seekers whose rule never destroyed a planet with life. Instead, he built a sun harvester to make energon from whose dynasty possessed to keep the key hidden. Optimus Prime is dead, but the turns of Matrix become violent based on Jetfire's story. Someone has acquired the key in his mind, and now they must find the key and tip off Ness without getting caught by the authorities. Simmons also makes a call before the Autobots see Dave Garcia and able to block their way past Interpol and run in the guard played by Deep Roy, who we dismiss as a munchkin. Technically, he's a snail racer and Oompa Loompa in Sky's winning startup movies. Which is safe and from the Egyptian lore, they're able to find out where Tomb's located, apparently the same place where they found the Holy Grail Last Crusade. Thinking about doing the Indiana Jones movie in the near future, depending on how long it takes Disney to work on a new one. As the military makes their way there, Khan probably strikes Galloway, as Lennox tricks Discount to pack in the parachute out of the plane before they did. Apparently, John Benjamin Higgins wasn't told before they filmed the scene, and which makes it even more effective. Galloway's reaction is totally real, However, the Decepticons catch wind of their plans, and even though the Matrix disintegrates when Santos together, he still collects dust in his socks and heads out to rendezvous with the military, but Optimus with them. Additionally, Lennox and Epps, apparently this movie actually has real-life soldiers extras. Lennox and Epps can be like Stan's or Duke and Roblox and G.I. Joe, especially since Hasbro confirmed that both fans take place in the same universe like previous versions. Wonder what will happen with this planned crossover. Morby then helps Sam and Kayla get to the military with Muff Weapons kids to try to evacuate Simmons and Leo. Huh. Well, sometimes the TV shows had some robots fight while the others rescue civilians. However, Simmons and the other biggest robot in the movie, Devastator. Rather than green and purple self-construction vehicles, this one tries to measure robot more ways than one. Before we get to the infamous part, this isn't a robot that was so complex at the time of rendering that it's set by the computer's industrial light and magic. I may be crazy enough to talk seriously about a 149 movie about a toy, but not crazy enough to make something like that up. Starting alongside the communications, but not Galloway's cell phone. Sharing more shares questions about the matter, the same ones I have about Gary's phone working and couldn't on my signals didn't open room. My iPhone has computer level processing power and my plug-in and so taking the hour download on CD. Sam and Michaela are able to follow the military smoke signals and flares, but they're confronted by Scorpion and Mixmaster. Bumblebee is able to fight them off, but Oxy Caesars are killed by a Decepticon airstrike. Well, that was a rip-off. As it turns out, they kidnapped Sam's parents in the attack in Paris and Sam tries to get to safety. While they were taken away by S7 in the last movie, putting them in a war zone is something else entirely. Mudfly was nearly eaten by Devastator, but he fights his way out. He just gets started attacking him. We points when George shot down by Megatron and finds out at the Matrix. And Simmons uses a Pi's radar calling the Matrix with USS John C. Stennis aircraft carrier. Simmons gets a position up here while Devastator trying on his sun harvester. As Stan signals USS Kid, and Simmons says he is directly below enemy scrotum at the site Devastator's wrecking balls. Wow, that's an eyeball. Still to buy this little CGI nutshot, still got nothing on Kiss players. First it gets real weird, then it gets real sick, then it gets real unspeakable. As Sam makes a man touch Optimus' body, he's mortally wounded by Megatron, who has hidden them on the explosions and attempts to revive him, all done in slow motion. This scene definitely illustrates how Michael Bay took over the whole film one scene. As Sam dies, Lightning and Tom has robots in it. That's right, apparently Sam goes robot heaven to convince the Matrix even to have my spirits are primes. Again, crazy enough to seriously analyze this movie, but not crazy enough to make this up. Sam is revived and so is Optimus. Fallen steals the Matrix, and Jetfire gives his parts to Optimus as he dies. Fun fact, the film has about 40 robot characters, and apparently they made toys out of all of those movies, with Jetpack representing a big seller. So you can tell my preferred scales are deluxe of Voyager class. Optimus then fights off Megatron Starscream and then tears at the Fallen's face and rips out his spark. Jeez, like a robotic version of Mortal Kombat. Megatron struggling on lava until dark of the moon. Also stand triumphant next to the Sphinx. That scene is bait like trying to render masculine stuff in CGI. All his mindset nerdy teenager was just done for you. So, as Sam reunites with his family, I'll just find close enemies to cultural whole. Every summer has its harmless fluff, and this was 2009's biggest example of that. It also turns out that Megan Fox made some flying comments about Babe, which is not so well Spielberg, and she was replaced with 100 him Whiteley in Dark of the Moon. She did make a leg up with Babe and cast April O'Neil in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle films he produced, probably do other shouts out of 1000th episode. While the first film was still enjoyed more people, this film is where polar reception of the series began. Earned a 19% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and very damns deeply. Some will defend the film, and this concept has been the idea of live action films' entire franchise. The main base mainstream was for that, but in all fairness, no version of the series has been flawless. While I may have been born in 1992, I just appreciate how campy and the G1 TV series is. I mean, my first series Beast Wars and overall series Thomas some using comedic characters like Waspinator. Some of you might have seen, such as Armada and 2001 What's in Sky, is actually quite underrated in my opinion. Even Prime, the series are basically these movies as a cartoon, so it had Starscream get manhandled by a James Gunn powered armor. Despite all the heat against the movie, it still made more money than the box office than the first film, $4.2 million in the US, and over $836 million worldwide. I may not be my favorite film that year, I actually enjoyed it more than that first film. It also opened the door, or rather the toy box for filmmakers. Since then, we had G.I. Joe and Ninja Turtles get sequels and merchandise more than the box office. Even further films where merchandise and pirates of Power Rangers and Detective Pikachu greenlit strengthen their brands. In many ways, so realized. While some critics even suggested those who liked the film weren't sufficiently evolved, in many ways, still I miss our room to grow, even though it's changed in the 6 years since I started doing this channel. I am still going to last night, but even then I'll be going on my own. That's when I realized I peaked my expectations level, I know full well to expect in the series. Maybe my favorite film franchise, but Sonic Blockbuster success goes, Sonic Bay has cornered. By this point, the series sells in its comfort zone, and a cinematic eye candies like M&M's. Colorful and popular, even like substance and other flavors. At the end of the day, that's all it needs to be. My friend went 3 out of 4. We're going to last night soon, you can expect a review not long after that. Bang.